Why do some games become hits while others fail? Sooner or later, every developer inevitably faces this challenging question. Should we continue investing in the game, or is it time to close the project? I am Denis Yashanov, a monetization expert at CAS.AI. Save or shut down? How do you know when your game needs a reboot? When is it worth investing more money in the game's development? And when is it better to stop funding? This is a complex and multifaceted question, but I will try to answer it briefly. First of all, it is certainly dependent on the genre in which your game is, your game economy, that is, how you will arrange marketing and monetization, and your budget, meaning your financial resources for creating this game. The main principle for any game is that, essentially, your LTV must be greater than your CPI. And if you know your approximate CPI in your game and have thoroughly calculated all the necessary benchmarks for the main product metrics to perfectly align with the main principle mentioned above, and after the initial testing phase, you find that you are very far from these targets, or if you have very limited financial resources, then it is likely not worth investing in this game at this particular time. Continue to consistently expend efforts, teams, and implement some additional resources. It is best to take all the best elements from this game, that is, to analyze and see what resonated most with users, and then go on to create a new project. By thoroughly analyzing and understanding user feedback, you can identify key features that were successful. With the experience from the previous one, you are likely to create something better, as you can build upon past successes and avoid previous pitfalls. How can you see the current monetization strategy is not working? You can realize this when you see you are not achieving the set goals for ROAS if you have met the necessary product metrics. Audit what brings the main income to your game. If you have a hybrid model and your IAP indicators are definitely above average, then you most likely need to focus on IAP. If the situation is the opposite, then you need to place more emphasis on IAP. If you have over 90% IAP, in-app purchases monetization, then you need to improve conversion and the conversion of second and third sales. That is, you need to work as thoroughly and meticulously as possible on the offers, bundles, primary offers, and offers for users who play but have not yet paid any center, and develop a detailed plan map for how you will interact with such users and in what various situations. Carefully and comprehensively consider each aspect. Well, if we talk about the 100%, so to speak, IA segment, which is monetization solely through advertising, the current realities are very complex, and this type of monetization is already being pushed into a hybrid format. Therefore, if you are still using only advertising monetization, I would strongly recommend that you focus on adding in-app purchases, also known as IP, to your application, such as considering various strategies. How to determine that my game has no growth potential and what steps need to be taken. Typically, if you have low retention, short playtime, negative ratings and feedback in the story, along with a high CPI, it will prevent you from scaling. It is necessary to break down your game into its components, such as determine when users drop off, why these drop-offs occur. Furthermore, identify the main reason for these drop-offs and initiate working on it if you have the resources and believe in your project. But remember that this may have been a valuable experience you gained and can apply in some other project of yours or even in another workplace, and beneficial for your future endeavors. If you want to earn from games, you need to know when to cease your efforts and not try to improve what is no longer viable and productive. Therefore, always carefully depend heavily on common sense and sound judgment. Can you invest more resources here, and will it yield any positive outcomes and benefits? Look at your competitors. If you are significantly far behind them, then most likely it won't. We examined the essential and critical signs that indicate your game needs a reboot in detail. The main thing is to notice them in a timely manner and make the right decision. If you need help with promoting and monetizing games, consider publishing through CAS.AI. We will help you optimize your income and boost project visibility. Start details in the link in the description. Don't be afraid to experiment and look for new ways to grow. I'm sure you will succeed.